The Sydney Morning Herald and The Age report today that CSL are ready to shape young scientists. They're on the cusp of something good with this new medical facility that they're building in Parkville in Melbourne, Victoria at a cost of $1 billion. G'day, my name is Charles Mackenzie. I'm the president of Infected Blood Australia, and this video today is for CSL, and in particular for their CSL's Chief Scientific Officer, Andrew Nash. And Andrew Nash and CSL have decided today that they'd like to become mentors to young scientists. And I'll just read you this quote. This is Andrew Nash talking about this new facility that he hopes to train and influence young scientists in Australia. And Andrew Nash says, "I think with this facility there will be an opportunity for a lot of young scientists who want to get into biotechnology, who want to learn and understand about biologics development, working side by side with CSL scientists ready to develop those skills." Okay, now CSL, we're going to have to ask that you not mentor or influence any Australian young scientists ever. And the reason for that is, and Andrew Nash, the same applies to you, sir. It really does. I don't want you going near any young people, okay, until you answer the question about how it was that Australians with the bleeding disorder haemophilia before the 2000s, okay, many of them being children, were allowed to receive contaminated haemophilia treatments. Okay, this is this mass pool blood product called factor VIII. We have evidence that CSL knowingly allowed these patients to receive that contaminated blood product. You guys didn't want to deactivate the viruses. You had heat treating methods that could have taken the HIV and the Hep C out of the blood products, but you decided you didn't want to do that for cost reasons. Might have cost you a couple more bucks. Yeah, and children were murdered by this, mate. Nash, we've got parents who lost children because of that decision, Nash. And we've got survivors. These are people that received some of CSL's contaminated treatments in our group, who are struggling with cancer now, and they're not able to get any financial assistance, any support at all, Nash. And did you know that your company failed in its duty of candor? Okay, what are you going to teach these new scientists? How to lie, how to shred documents, how to cover up, or how to go to jail? Because that's where CSL will be going, and people from CSL, unless they tell the truth. Now, in 2004, there was a Senate committee that looked at the deadly virus Hepatitis C and its contamination of Australia's blood supply. It's infected thousands of Australians, okay, this deadly virus. It's hundreds of times more deadly than COVID. And CSL were asked under oath about how their blood products were made, okay? And they said under oath, I had said, Charles Mackenzie, that CSL used to import and mix blood, okay, into Australia's blood supply and into these blood treatments for haemophiliacs that they made. And CSL, do you know what they used to do? They used to allow blood to be collected from prisoners, which they used in their products, Australian prisoners, okay, places like Pentridge in Victoria, where people literally had, I think, anyone in the jail would have been a massive risk for something like Hep C. Okay. Then they used to allow prostitutes to donate. Then they used to allow people who were actually infected to donate blood. Okay. And then they actually mixed in blood from Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Papua New Guinea into their Australian haemophilia treatments. Okay. And then said that they were 100% Australian. And then at this 2004 inquiry into hepatitis C and into CSL as well, they said that never happened. They said that they had never ever mixed foreign blood. What do you reckon, Nash? Do you think that's something, do you think lying, because you guys lied under oath at that inquiry, do you think that lying is something you should teach these young scientists going into the future, Nash? What do you think? And what do you think of companies that lie about things relating to the death of children? What do you think about that, CSL? Eh? What do you think about that, Chief Scientific Officer, Andrew Nash? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to teach the Australia's scientists of the future to lie? I think it'd be better you teach them about duty of candor, because your company's failed in its duty of candor, okay? And we've had people who've been criminally aggrieved by your company. It's Australia's worst treatment scandal, and yet you won't do anything to help. Oh, you've been indemnified, legally indemnified by the government again, just like you have been for your disastrous AstraZeneca jab. But I'll tell you something now, Professor Nash. There's no way in the world, despite the favouritism that's shown your company, there is no way in the world that you're going to go near young Australians and teach them to do the same shit that you've done to our group ever again. You're going to tell the truth about Australia's worst treatment scandal, or your company's going to end up in the bloody toilet, and a few of you will end up behind bars too.